Storm Track 12 meteorologist Les Still here with you on our Wednesday morning. After we've had our first trace of snow ever on November 12th. Yesterday, that is coming late in the evening hours here as some of the upper level energy was transitioning over the area that was actually behind the Arctic cold front. And as we go on through the next 24 hours, it is the record cold that we're going to be tracking for us here in eastern Carolina, both for daytime highs today and also for overnight lows tonight. Potentially could be with records. Also, that high pressure from Canada is going to keep it high and dry over the next day or two. Now, eventually, the high gets off the coast. Winds go more southwesterly. You do get a warmer weekend, but also maybe a wet weekend with some scattered showers around. Not a complete washout, but at least they are going to be scattered about as we head on through the afternoon and evening hours this weekend. Blustery, especially for the first part of the day today, with those northerly winds, 10 to 20, even 15 to 20, 25 along the beaches. They will gradually slacken as we go on through this afternoon. And again, potential for record-setting cold highs today. So let's take a look and see where those cold temperatures are, the records that is. If we don't get above 45 in Greenville today, we will set the record. If we don't get above 47 today in New Bern, we will set that record. Washington, I don't think we're getting to 51, so I think we will set a new record low high temperature for today's date in Washington. And even Kinston, 46 may be a struggle as well. Now, the winds die down this afternoon, this evening as the high pressure comes in. Clear skies, light winds, that potentially could set us up for a record-setting cold night tonight. Temperatures into the mid-20s. And you'll notice where the records stand for tomorrow morning. Yeah, we're going to be close. Kinston, I think, is pretty safe. Greenville, we're going to be within a degree or two. Washington, a degree or two. Same thing for New Bern, a degree or two of that record as we do go on through tonight and into the early morning hours tomorrow. Now, once we get into tomorrow, still on the cold side, but a little bit warmer than where we have been recently. At least we'll be looking at temps into the low to mid-50s. Where were we yesterday? Well, a late morning, early afternoon hours, we actually peaked out into the mid to even upper 60s. That was ahead of the cold front. Take a look at the temperature trace. This is coming out of Greenville. Yeah, we peaked in the 60s around 11 to 1 o'clock, and then that Arctic cold front came in. By 3 o'clock, we were down into the 50s, and we kept on going from there. Notice, even 9 o'clock, when some of the heavier snow was starting, we were still technically above freezing. So it really took a lot to get that snow burst down to the ground here. High pressure is sliding in from the Tennessee Valley. In fact, that high pressure covers all of the United States, from the Rockies all the way to the East Coast, from the Great Lakes all the way down to the Gulf Coast states behind that front that has swept its way on through. And we can see what it looks like at the jet stream level. That pocket of cold air, the trough has dug through. Again, some of the coldest air we've seen not only this season, but some of the coldest air in North America is sitting right over Pennsylvania, New York, and even extending on down into our neighborhood. But you'll notice that trough lifts out of here. We do start to get a little bit of a ridge developing down here across the deep south. That will allow our winds to go more southwesterly, because what happens is the ridge builds here. We start to watch the trough going out here across the Pacific Northwest and the northern Rockies. So the response for that is more of a southwesterly flow that will develop. And eventually that upper level ridge sets up camp here across the eastern seaboard, and we see temperatures quickly surge back into the 70s. Now, the caveat to that is going to be there is going to be some moisture around, and here's part of the reason why. Take a look at Future Track. Shows the high pressure building in across the Ohio and Tennessee valleys today. Northwesterly winds on the front side of it. Gusty winds especially for this morning into the afternoon hours. But notice by tonight, the high kind of settles in over us. Clear skies, light winds. Going to look for those temperatures to drop down to potentially near record lows for tomorrow morning. And then the high gradually migrates off the coast. We get southwesterly winds start to kick in by tomorrow afternoon and evening hours. There's some of that moisture, though. That's the return flow as that upper level ridge builds in across the deep south here. High pressure goes off the coast. We get more of an easterly wind at the low levels here, and that's going to bring some moisture in here. And again, maybe a spotty shower, not completely out of the question as we go on through the weekend here. So I think the clouds just increase, especially during the daylight hours on Friday. But notice, each day we warm up by at least 10 degrees or more. Today in the mid-40s, tomorrow in the mid-50s, mid-60s in here on Saturday. And then we do look for a chance for some scattered showers, a little bit more cloudiness in here. but definitely more seasonable, if not even above average temperatures as we get on into the early part of next week. So it does look like we're going to be looking at some of the coldest air in North America holding tight over us as we go on through the next 24 hours, and that potentially could set us up for some records. Try to stay warm, and I'll talk to you on Thursday. I'm Storm Track 12 meteorologist Les Still.